What's good, High Noon? Welcome to another video. How to deal with anxiety productively. One of the most common difficulties that our participants in the High Noon world face is how to deal with difficult emotions. And one of the primary emotions that cause people to go down unwanted behavioral patterns is anxiety, all right? And I've covered a few different emotions in the previous videos about boredom and loneliness. And anxiety is one of the very, very common ones. And man, guys, I understand. Anxiety is like a second cousin to me. So there's a lot to say about this emotion. I'm going to give one helpful exercise, only one helpful exercise that has completely, honestly, saved me so many years of torment, of stress, of just fear of the future. And it's a pretty simple exercise that just takes a little bit of reflection and introspection and just being aware of your life situation and yourself and your thoughts. All right. And the exercise is this: take any point of anxiety that you feel emotions around. For example, finances, right, is a big one for people. Fear of financial instability. Another one might be anxiety about a relationship, anxiety about school, anxiety about your future, anxiety about the economy, the world, politics, whatever it might be, okay? Whatever it is, guys. We're going down a very, very dark thought process right now. Now think of it, let's take finances, all right, just as an example. The exercise is this: what is the absolute worst case scenario? What is the worst thing that could happen, all right? Now there's two ways to deal with an emotion like anxiety or stress or whatever it may be. One way might be to completely surrender it, right? As in let go of control of the potential outcome or the fear, and just surrender, meaning not passive acceptance or just feeling defeated by the emotion, but surrender as in just being okay with whatever happens, you know, financially speaking, relationally speaking, worldly speaking. Like, I'm just okay with anything, and I surrender. It's a beautiful word, surrender, because it implies a very active form of acceptance. Acceptance can be kind of more passive, but surrender is like, I'm choosing to fully surrender and just accept whatever may happen. All right, so that's one way to do it. If you're up for that, go for it. You can do it. The other way is where this thought exercise comes in, experiment comes in, which is to kind of gain control, but to do it in a more accepting way. All right, and that is to think of the absolute worst thing that could happen, financially speaking, for example, right? Just think of it. And I don't know how to speculate this for you guys in your situation, but just imagine, what is the worst thing that could happen for your financial future, right? Think about that. Just think of the worst thing that could happen, physically speaking. Maybe this is an example that some of you guys can relate to. At least I know everyone can relate to. Let's say physical health is a point of anxiety. If my worst case scenario in my life is I get into an accident, God forbid, that would be quite ironic, wouldn't it? And I have no mobility in my arms and legs. Like, I just lose my arms and legs completely. And I lose all cognitive abilities. I lose my skills. I lose my ability to work. And I have no physical ability at all whatsoever, you know? And let's take ourselves down that route. And the exercise is not to just stop there and accept it. It's to think, how can I make peace with this reality? All right? Not only have peace, but thrive, completely take the worst thing that could happen and turn it into the best thing that ever happened to me. And go down that route of envisioning that. It's like, okay, well, if I lost all physical abilities, I would probably turn to my closest friends and family. And I would probably just hold on to the people that I really care about. I would probably go deep into my faith and God and spirituality and try to understand God more, and understand my faith more. I would go deep with individuals. I would find a community. Goodness gracious, I would find other people that have been through such physical difficulties that I'm going through. And I would make a community, and I would find those people. And if there wasn't a community, I would make one. And we would have the most epic conversations and relationships and love in this community of people, right? As an example. and I would somehow find a way to help people. My goodness, I would find a way that to help individuals that have gone through similar traumatic experiences, and I would help them, right? And you can apply this line of thinking to any possible situation. It doesn't matter. Anything you can imagine. Relationship speaking, your blessing, your marriage, your family. What's the worst thing that could happen? You could possibly imagine divorce, being disowned by your parents, losing all ties to the people that you closely love, losing people physically, people dying, whatever it may be. Go down that road and imagine what is the worst, but also how can I make peace with it? And when you get to a place, my friends, where you're actually almost excited, I dare say that because I know it's a little trippy, but dare I say a little bit at peace with that reality, then what happens is you immediately open the floodgates for possibilities. And importantly, the ability to swing big in life without fear of the future, without anxiety about potential outcomes, right? Let's take it down to, finding a partner, going through a matching process, or getting blessed. What's the absolute, let's say you reach out to individuals, matching process, and the worst comes the worst. You rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. She comes to your house and threatens you. Says you're fat and ugly. That's why. I don't want to be in a relationship with you because you're fat and ugly. Whatever it is, guys. You know your insecurities better than I do. That mole on your face. I don't like your haircut. I don't like the shape of your face. Worst case scenario. And how can you actually make peace with that? Be like, you know what? If that happened, even if that happened, I would find a way to make it work. I would make peace with it. And I would enjoy life still. And eventually I would get there. I would find the partner that I was able to sift through all the individuals that said no because of whatever reason. And I was able to find the individual that really saw me for who I am. Wouldn't that be a story to tell? Wouldn't that be a journey worth taking? Yeah. And then you get blessed, happily ever after, you have some children, and then you get divorced. Let's take it that far. Yeah? Yes, I did. I did touch that nerve. Get divorced. Worst case scenario. You're faced with all the questions. What do I really believe? Do I want to receive this blessing? Do I want to get blessed again? All the questions come rushing to your mind, right? You have to face all the addictions that might surface up from there, the difficult emotions. How can you make peace with that reality? Where would you go? To whom would you go? Okay? And I know if you're in a situation where you're like, that is way too far, Benjy, like I cannot even imagine that reality. Imagine that reality. I don't know if this is, whatever your point of anxiety is, I'm sure you can find a worst case scenario. All right? Like the worst thing that can happen, make peace with it. Not accept it, surrender to it. Be like, this is manageable. I can live with this and I can thrive. I can live with this and I can experience the important things of love and God in my life. I can live a high noon life. I can do that. And if you can do that, then go for it. And you immediately open the door to swing big, fearlessly take action, to go out, to get blessed, to have children, to make a difference, to make an impact, or not. Just live your life and enjoy it, because then you cannot defeat someone that has nothing to lose. That's something to think about too. You cannot defeat someone that has nothing to lose, right? And I'm not saying you'd have nothing to lose, but I am saying that the things that really do matter in life, you can't take away. You can't take away because they're not physical. You can't take away them because they're not physical. The most important things that deserve your time and attention and your energy and your focus and your headspace, those things, you can't take those away. And so if worse comes to worse, the question you will be left with is, what do I really believe in? Who am I really? Who am I? Who is God? And if you're going to have to answer those questions eventually, which everyone will, by the way, you might as well answer them now for yourself. And when you come out of this process, out of this exercise, you'll be like, you know what? If I lost my job, if I got an F on my test, if I was rejected by every individual matching prospect, job application person on the planet, I would be okay. I'd land on my feet. Go for it. You can't lose. So that's how I deal with anxiety, my friends. And that's the form of taking control by relinquishing control. Okay? And that might be my recommendation to you guys, right? And sometimes you just have to live life to know that everything will be okay. I don't actually think so. There's a great misnomer in our culture that time heals all, or time tells all, or time reveals everything. That's not true at all. Because if it were true, then young people would have no introspection or self-awareness, and older people would have all the self-awareness and wisdom. To a degree, that's true, and that usually is more to do with experience and perspective rather than time itself, okay? So if we focus on time being the element that is required in order to have perspective, then I think we've lost, because it's not time. Time doesn't heal all. Time creates opportunities for deeper healing and deeper introspection and deeper perspective and deeper experiences. And you can create those experiences and have those perspectives right here, right now, today, just by talking with someone, just by watching a video like this, just by having one meaningful, deep conversation with your spouse, with your parent, with God, with a brother, sister, a friend. It takes one moment to change your life. It takes one moment to quit porn forever. It takes one moment to be a different person. And if you doubt that for even a second, something goes off in your mind saying, you know what, I can't do that. That's not possible. I can't quit porn in one day. I can't quit XYZ behavior in one day. Why not? Tell me why not. With conviction in your eyes, tell me why you are so special that you can't. Tell me. And if you're self-aware to any degree, you'll be able to realize that actually, yeah, everything is possible. Okay? You are loved more than you know, guys. My challenge to you is share this video with one person, somebody that is in your life that you care about, that you love. Share it with one person. That's my only ask for you. Nothing else. Just share it with one person. All right. Lots of love. See ya.